87% of all the new jobs created in Canada over the last 2 or 3 decades have been created by small business, not by big business. Big businesses are leaving town, leaving Ontario, leaving the country, cutting jobs, and small businesses are creating jobs. And I really think it's the way to go. What I'm proposing is what Manitoba has already done. And Manitoba, over the last 10 years, has reduced its provincial income tax on small businesses from 11% to 1%. And next year they're going to go to 0%. I think we should do that federally. I think the revenue that we would lose, which would be $5 to $6 billion, would be more than made up for by economic growth and jobs, which would bring us more net revenue to the government in the long term. Plus, as I've already said, that's where the jobs are going to be. So I think that would be the best economic stimulus we could do. I wish I could do it tomorrow, because it would be a whole lot better economic stimulus than this harmonized sales tax, which the Conservatives and the Liberals are claiming is going to create economic stimulus and jobs. I don't see any evidence for that whatsoever. Many of the proponents of this tax, Liberals and Conservatives, have been saying this will be good for business, and the businesses want it. I'm a member of the Canadian Federation of my businesses are members of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, and they hold heavily, and their surveys show that over 75% of all of their small business owners across Canada feel that this will hurt and help their businesses. And then a further percentage are undecided, and then a fairly small percentage think that it will help them for whatever their reasons are. As a small business person myself, I don't think that I know it's not going to help my businesses. It will definitely help my businesses. I'm sure of that. I'm positive of that. So, who is it going to benefit? It's going to particularly benefit those businesses which have a lot of input tax credits and get back the tax that they pay on those income tax credits. And it's going to help exporters because if they're making a widget for export that has some provincial tax buried in it, they'll now get an input tax credit for that tax. And that may apply to some domestic taxes as well. But those generally tend to be the bigger businesses, the big manufacturing businesses, just in general bigger businesses. So for whatever their reasons, and I may not adequately understand their reasoning on this, many big businesses seem to be going along with this and not, at least publicly, opposing it. But the Canadian Federation of Independent Business does speak for many, not all, but many small business people across Canada, and they are absolutely against it. So this idea that businesses in general think it's a good idea is not a good idea.
Stopped in Kenora in a shop to grab some snacks right here, and a friend, she stopped and she said, "When is this HST town hall happening here in Kenora?" She says, "If I have to start using my start paying the taxes here," she says, "I might as well go to Winnipeg." She said, "I usually shop local because I could use my status card." She says, "I could just go to Winnipeg. I don't have to come here." And she said, "You know what? My family will all just go shop together," and that's what I'm here. And how many, like I know in Kenora we have a very, very strong buy local campaign going on. And some people are already throwing up their hands saying, well, we're just going to Winnipeg. That is not going to help our local businesses at all. And I think this is exactly why we needed these town halls. I was just traveling up north with Howard Hampton the last couple of days, and each and every community raised this as an issue.
Manitoba's got friendly people, beautiful lakes and streams like we do, big fish like we do, big moose like we do, and good canoe routes like we do. And so more and more the Americans, they're pretty well networked. They're going to do their homework on the internet, and they're going to start figuring out that, well, an extra couple hours drive and you'll have 8% less on your bill at the end of the day. And it's a competitive business with low margins, and I think it's going to push some of our traffic westward into Manitoba.